What if the reason you're stuck, anxious, or always doubting yourself isn't because you're broken? It's because the child inside you is still waiting to be seen. And right now, as you hear these words, you might just begin to feel something shift. Because when something deep inside you recognizes truth, it doesn't need to understand it all at once. It just needs permission to begin. And today, I want to share a truth that doesn't just inform you, but it transforms you. In the science and practices of the inner child, you've done the affirmations, you've tried the journaling. Maybe you've even whispered kind words to your reflection, hoping they'd finally stick. But healing doesn't begin in the logic of the mind. It begins where the wound was first felt, and that part of you, your inner child, doesn't need to be convinced. They need to be seen. Psychologist John Bradshaw introduced the world to the inner child. Concept and neuroscience has supported and backed him up, such as Dr. Bruce Perry, who stated the wounds of childhood don't vanish. They hide in the body, in the limbic brain, waiting to be heard. And when life unexpectedly pokes at those hidden places, you might wonder, why am I reacting this way? But now, you might also wonder, what part of me is finally asking to be acknowledged? Because maybe, just maybe, that reaction isn't a breakdown. It's a breakthrough waiting for your attention. Let us consider attachment and emotional validation and go deeper. And as we do, you can allow yourself to go gently, slowly, safely into your own truth. Dr. Daniel Siegel taught us that when children aren't emotionally seen, they develop insecure attachments. And without even realizing it, you grow into an adult who smiles when it hurts, who shrink to fit in, who fears being too much or not enough. But what if you could just pause for a moment and imagine what might change if you turned toward that little one inside you and said, I see you now, and I'm not going anywhere. Because when you see your inner child, you stop chasing validation, and you start creating safety from within. There are some things you may have forgotten, but your nervous system never did. As Dr. Bessel van der Kolk revealed in his book, The Body Keeps the Score, he stated trauma isn't stored as memory, it's stored as patterns. And patterns only break when presence returns. So right now, as you listen, you can become just a little more aware of the way your shoulders feel, the pace of your breath, the beat beneath your chest. Because your inner child lives there, not in the stories you've told, but in the silence you've ignored. And when you whisper, I'm here now, I believe you, your brain begins to rewire. That's not just poetic. That's neuroplasticity. That's healing on purpose with presence. The spiritual truth is you were never broken. You were never here to be fixed. You were here to be found. In metaphysics, we don't see you as broken. We see you as divine in disguise, temporarily confused about your own brilliance. The inner child is not weak. They are your creative genius, your wonder, your wildness, untouched by shame. So allow this question to sink in now. What part of you have you ignored that's still waiting to be loved back to life? Because healing isn't about doing more. It's about becoming still enough to feel what's been waiting. And as you do, you're not regressing, you're reclaiming. Why this matters right now. In a world that teaches you to hustle, perform, and strive for perfection, you were never taught to pause and witness. But every time you smile when you want to cry, say yes when your soul says no, stay quiet to avoid the storm, you abandon your inner child again and again and again. But today, you don't have to. You can choose right now to whisper what they've always needed to hear. I hear you. I'm with you. I love you. I see you now. And when you say that, you can feel something within you soften, released, and remembered. Conclusion. It starts with you. Your inner child doesn't need to be fixed. They need to be seen. Seen in their tears, seen in their questions, seen in their joy, their silliness, their sacred sensitivity. And when you allow that seeing to happen from you to you don't just change your life, you change your legacy. Because the child in you is not the past. They are the portal to your truth. Call to action. Sacred Wounds community. If this stirred something in you, that's not coincidence. That's awakening. So take a moment, hit like, drop a comment, and subscribe to Sacred Wounds. We're not just building an audience. We're healing a generation. Because your wounds, they are not your weakness. They are your wisdom. So go ahead, see the child within you, and let them finally be free.